Hey guys, welcome to another session of Theorycraft. Got a couple guys on stream here, and also we're doing this live on Discord. I usually do this, set this up, dual voice for big Theorycrafts. I think this one's gonna be a big one. As you can see right here, some people just came on stream and just like, oh man, I just came on stream and then Jagan's flexing his 4 Fryevia. Alright, this might be small fry, no pun intended, small fry of Fryevias for a couple, like, you know, more veteran players than I am. Like, you guys might have like more than 4. The reason why I'm putting up Fryevia right now is we're gonna start off our discussion on this big news. If you're not caught up on the news recently, just yesterday we got Hiroki, the producer of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius global version, come up making a video, I think it's like a minute or two, saying that all attendees of FanFesta 2018 is going to get a new unit called Aurora Fryevia, and this unit has pretty good, just like the teaser was like the TMR and the STMR, and you can pretty much know that this unit is going to be really good. And we're going to do some deductions, we're going to do some discussion on it, what this means for the previous Fryevia. And I side because there's a reason for it. We will discuss this as well. We'll be talking about what Aurora Fryevia is like with the facts that we have, and then what she may be like, and what that means for the future meta, because the release date of her is gonna change a lot. So global is really throwing in a lot of wrenches in these gears. So with all the JP knowledge we have, there's gonna be a lot more variables on global side. So it's gonna be hard for us content creators to give you guys the best news and best predictions, because it's gonna be quite difficult. After that, we're gonna also talk about the trial schedules. For those of you who play JP and global, you have a comparison on trial releases, and global has been releasing trials much earlier than JP, even though that has been mentioned to me before that we have 10-man trials slower than JP. We'll talk about that and why I think that's the case. Why is global pushing out trials way quicker than JP did? And the very last thing, I wanna introduce a new kind of game for the FFBE community called the TMR Pun Game. But we're gonna talk about that in sequence and in order as usual in this Theorycraft. So again, thank you everyone for coming live here, and for those of you watching later on YouTube, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this session. So let me catch up really quickly on on the stream chat. They're making jokes that this is like a live talk show, some kind of a Saturday Night Live starring Jagan. Hold on one second here. We catch up on the stream chat. I want to respect my viewers here, see if they're just joking. Most of them, they're just joking. Alright, I think we can go on. Nothing too pertaining to what I'm talking about right now, but of course everybody on the stream are like pretty much friends now, so they have a lot of talk. So first things first, Aurora Fryevia. So let's take a look. Alright, if you haven't checked out that video, obviously you can find that on the FFBE official YouTube channel. And the reason why I say that, you know, some of you may have not known about this is because is it Silver Alias came into stream and had no idea what Aurora Fryevia was. So I think this Theorycraft could be useful for those who may not know about it. So basically, Hiroki comes up and says that for all those who attend FanFesta, I think it is held in California this year, will get a new unit. They're gonna get the 5-star base unit with a 7-star prism, which means every person that has bought a ticket and that is going, and you have to actually literally attend, and something about like you need your actual like game FFBE like friend code ID, and they'll send it to you. And there's just complications for that. Somehow maybe some people will sell these units early and give them to other people. I have no idea how it's gonna work, but people are gonna try to snatch this unit even if they can't go to FanFesta. So basically, if you go, you get a 7-star Aurora Fryevia. Now, the only information that was displayed on screen is that most likely it's going to be a light elemental hybrid attacker. All right, I don't know if that is speculation. I have a Reddit page opened up here, but the Trust Master and the Super Trust Master was shown on screen. The Trust Master reward is a robe. It's 30 attack, 30 magic, 1 defense, 1 spirit. That's really insignificant, but 10% attack and 10% magic as well, and light resistance plus 30%. Now, with the name Aurora, which literally means light, people, I think it's a speculation that she will be a light elemental chainer. Let's see here. Yeah, and so anyone who goes will get the 7-star version, but the STMR has also been released on that video as well. All we know is that it's a 2-handed sword. So basically, she's going to be the first unit to bring a 2-handed sword. I think even JP doesn't have a 2-handed sword. I think Kurosame's STMR is a sword, but it's not even 2-handed. It's just a really strong hybrid sword. But there's no more details on it. That's it. Whether that sword is going to be a light elemental, ice elemental, even non-elemental, which is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a non-elemental 2-handed sword, because ideally she would kind of hopefully have at least 2 dual elements. The ice element to kind of, you know, have a kind of tip of the hat, a nod toward the previous Fryevia, and a light elemental. Now 100% we know that she will be able to chain with Divine Ruination frames. That means she'll be a perfect chain partner for Hyo, Orlando, and of course the original Fryevia. There's a note here, and I don't know where this information comes from, but it's on the Reddit page. I don't know where they got this from the video. I didn't see this, but Aurora Fryevia boasts an array of light elemental abilities, can use W ability to unleash 2 attacks in a single turn. So I don't know if this is just assumption based on the 2-handed weapon and how we know TDH units will be in the future anyway, but I'm not quite sure. She will share some abilities with Fryevia, allowing them to chain together. So, I mean, the only chaining move that the original Fryevia had was Frostflower Blitz, which is a Divine Ruination chaining family if you enhanced it, which you would want to enhance it anyway. And then, furthermore, Aurora Fryevia will have access to an additional ability when in the same party as Fryevia. So, potentially like the, was it Ang or Ang with Yan? There's like some kind of like passive buffs when both of them are on the same team together. So they might be able to. I'm not quite sure. Let me see here. Aurora can refer to northern lights. She could be dual elemental light and ice, says Doppels. That's exactly it. I do think so. I think she should have at least dual elements. And why I did mention that the Super Trust Mastery, I really hope that is not locked to an element, because it's way more flexible if it's not. One, it could be useful for other units that want to be a, you know, for some reason, if you want a true double-hand sword, a 2-handed sword for another unit, it'd be really nice if it was neutral. And then, like I said, if Gumi has like a longer term, you know, game design, they would design it more like Axstar, where Axstar gets a STMR that's a katana, 2-handed, the first of its kind, and Axstar could imbue himself with the elements he needs. That is really the way to go, and that really takes advantage of the true double hand, because you can either dual cast or you can triple cast in some cases, depending on the unit. So it would be really nice if Fryevia would be able to, the Aurora Fryevia would be able to have the flexibility of actually being able to imbue the element that she needs. Because one of the things that I actually don't like about Fryevia is that she is locked to ice. So if you want to like run Fryevia on a boss, and that boss is immune or has resistance to ice, then you're kind of like left with, okay, I can't use it, then I have to use something like Drace's TMR or Sylvia's TMR, like a neutral elemental, but it's not the best. It's not as strong as Fryevia's needle. So that's why I think that a 2-handed sword, if it was a non-elemental, that would probably be the best. Wow, these guys are Yeah, these guys are really weird. They're just looking at my lapis. They're like, what happens to his what happened to his lapis? what are you guys doing, man? Okay, Sniper Alias asks, actually chain or have another Kane and Monk Lady issue? So, Preach. I'm pretty sure it's actually chain. And in my opinion, if they really want to, like, push her into, like, a future meta, she would most likely also have Aurora Ray chaining family, so a Lunaris chaining family. The reason is because Carlet, eventually another hybrid unit, will have it. Malphasy has Lunaris chaining family, so it's almost like Gumi already knew what JP was going to go for. JP right now, Aurora chaining family is like one of the most popular families going ahead, along with the AT family or Laswell chaining family. And of course, Orlando chaining family just never gets old. There's way too much. And I think it's really high potential that this Aurora Fryevia will also have AR frames as well, so Aurora Ray frames. I believe she won't be just stuck to Divine Ruination chaining. I'm pretty sure to Hyper she's gonna have more than that. Timony 1984 says, I don't know if that actually gives away your birthday, dude, but hello, welcome to stream. He says, I believe Aurora STMR will also be non-elemental. I really think so. I think that would be the smartest design. If it was locked to an element, I mean, I wouldn't be 100% disappointed, but it would pretty much only benefit herself, and it won't be useful for others. Another thing is, though, so now let's kind of like move on from what we know. One other thing is that Hiroki did say that for the rest of us who are not going to FanFesta, we're able to pull her in the new year. Now, what does that mean in the new year? I'm not quite sure, but best estimates is probably like somewhere in around Easter, so March and April-ish. The reason is I think that's a perfect time. The reason is because that gives all the FanFesta people 3 months like lead time to really have fun and really have this like exclusive unit for 3 months. 3 months is quite a long time if you're talking about like FFBE's lifespan. 3 months is quite a long time, and then Easter was when the original Fryevia was dropped as well. So I think it would be quite an interesting one, some kind of Easter event where the original Fryevia and this Aurora Fryevia may appear on a banner. I'm not quite sure, but all Hiroki said was that you could pull in the new year, so somewhere in 2019 we'll be able to pull it, the rest of us. Rest of us chumps. All right, so and then the other aspect is then how do you guys feel for those who can't go to FanFesta? Let's say you're a fan of FFBE, you support them, but you live on the other side of the world. Not everyone has the cash to fly all the way to California, and also 2 days, right? We don't know if you have to attend both days to get this unit. Okay, there's no information on that right now, as far as I know. And so you have to book hotels. I mean, there's food and all that stuff, and yeah, so no, others are not. Yeah, others are paying $40. It's not free. But no. Well, Doppel said that. The thing is, if you live in California and you actually can just walk there, literally $40 is nothing. I mean, if you think about $40 in the grand scheme of the rest of us who will pull for her in 2019, unless you're extremely lucky, you're gonna pay a lot more. You're gonna be paying a lot more, and so. I myself, I don't really care. I most likely will pull for her when she comes, but I think that I don't think it's really fair. Now obviously I'm saying this from a point of view of other people who cannot make it. Like I myself, if you guys know the way I game, I mean, buying a ticket is no big deal. Technically, I already told the people on my Discord server that if I knew that they were gonna drop this unit sooner, I would have planned ahead. I most likely would have gone, to be honest. But I'm not, because I'm out of vacation days. I don't have enough. I can't go. Hold on, I'm just reading the chat here. Yeah, so Yeah, so I don't know. I know that there were some people on my YouTube channel dropping in the comments, like Dangerous Teenage Boy. You get a shout out here again. He was saying that he's livid, as in he's pretty angry that he can't go, but then he's not gonna get the unit. Now I don't think anyone should be angry that you can't get the unit just because you don't go. But in my opinion, it is very skewed. So at least in past fan festas, all we know is that everyone got some free units, like exclusive, but they're not like that game changing. And now we already have them too. It's that those Jakes, Laswells, those Pom Pom Finas. I don't remember their names, but we got them now. Everyone's got them. But they were kind of like more like collectors, so it's kind of like a bonus. But then now people who go get this like very powerful unit, right? Yes, they won't get their STMR until they can actually pull as well with the rest of us. But getting a 7-star that early on, 7-star hybrid damage dealer, which we saw with Malphasy being kind of like a lead, the first hybrid unit to get a 7-star on global, we can see the potential. They could be really good. They could be really good. Sniper Alias says, White Mocha says there's a two-handed sword. What's the two-handed sword? There's a two-handed sword already? Sorry guys, I'm still... Yeah, Unreal Levy says still a 7-star, free 7-star is huge. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so I would consider it free, to be honest. I wouldn't consider the $40 ticket, like saying that, oh, I paid $40 for this unit. That's not the case. You paid $40 to enter the event, right? To enter FanFesta. But you got a free unit on top of it. That's totally different. It's not saying, oh, I paid $40 for this unit. That's not it at all. Those people went or bought the tickets, originally bought the ticket for attending the event. But they're getting a free unit on top. Now, there are people following up and saying that, oh man, there's a free unit. Okay, I'm gonna go now. But again, it's for people that are already there, and it's easier for them. Oh, Pierce V said it's yes, but it's not that good. I see. Okay, so my mistake. So it's not, yeah. Yeah, Nero. It is. So Nero says, I mean, it's $40 plus travel expenses for the unit though. Plus travel expenses and living expenses if you're staying for both days. To be honest, I would have gone. I really would have gone if I knew Aurora Fryevia ahead of time. It would be nice. But then this also sets off something that I kind of dislike. Does this mean that each FanFesta, everyone's going to expect some broken unit, right? And then if they do, I don't know, it's going to be really difficult, because then are people just going to buy the tickets again like, okay, I'm going to hope for this next game-breaking unit if I go, but then what if they don't deliver? You know, it's really, it could be a very dangerous thing that they're embarking on. But regardless, as long as this unit is not limited to just that event, and if they're saying pulling in the new year, hopefully, my estimation that if it comes around Easter time, hopefully that's the case. If it is released too late, I don't know what it's going to be like in the meta. So as I said, we have no data on the Super Trust Mastery, the two-handed sword. We have no idea what the power is, right? The power, the magic, and the attack. Most likely it's going to be a hybrid kind of stat. But the robe itself is pretty good. Just to give you guys like a heads up. So a robe with a 30 attack and a 30 magic is actually really good for TMR. And so that's why I'm saying that this is most likely going to be in the new year, around Easter time meta, because right now, even though most physical damage dealers can't wear a robe, 30 attack is no joke. Remember when I did my Hyo kind of a review, I was saying that his TMR 28 attack is the highest attack on clothing. Now, luckily, I don't think this will conflict that information, because this is a robe, and like I said, a physical attacker most likely will not be able to wear robes, so it won't make like a unit really broken. But it is a really good TMR though. That's the thing. It's a very powerful TMR with the 10% attack and 10% magic as well. Alright, so let's see here. White Mocha says he sent me a link. Okay, sent me a link for the two-handed sword. I see. Oh right, I remember picking this up. Yes, okay. There's a two-handed sword, but oh, it comes way later. It comes way later. It's an event sword. It has a 10% evasion, I think. 10%. Yeah, 10% evasion. Two-handed sword with a 109 attack. Yeah. So it is not the first, at least on JP, but it's way far into the meta in JP though. So if we do get this STMR in March, it's still gonna be the first two-handed sword. Let's see here. Let me make sure I got all my topics in. Right. So another thing is then, what does this mean for the original Fryevia? Now, I made a joking comment on that video that Hiroki posted there. I said, oh, okay, then the original Fryevia is gonna be a true dual wield confirmed. Well, this one becomes Aurora Fryevia becomes a true double hand, and people just started flipping flipping their minds. They're just like, oh man, you have no idea what you're talking about, man. She already has a innate double hand. Why would they make her a dual wielder? And I was laughing at it because I'm just like, I had a smiley face at the end. I was like half joking, right? But the other thing is this, like realistically here, the reason why I pulled up Fryevia is I wanted to show you guys. So now not wrong, but someone did say that she has innate true double hand. That is not the case at all. It's double hand. All right. So with it enhanced, you get I think it's 100 attack double hand equipment attack and 100 magic equipment magic when single wielding and equipped with both a single weapon equipped in both hands. This is for a one-handed sword. So I mean, if you give her, let's say you have two Aurora Fryevias and you got two Aurora Fryevia STMR, you're not gonna really give her the STMR because her passive doesn't work with that, a two-handed sword. It works with double hand. All right, double hand is totally different. Now the other thing is, would you really want her as a double hand unit? Now if you equipped her, here, let me do this. Her sword is very old. You have to understand, Fryevia is a very old unit. I mean, her enhancements really brought her back up, but her sword is a one-handed sword. This is not going to compare to Aurora Fryevia whatsoever in damage output. All right. If you want to keep her as a true double hand or double hand, she's gonna be a lot weaker. Now also understand that she's already received her enhancement, so any further increase in her power will definitely have to come from her 7-star. Now the question is Gumi going to leave this Fryevia in the dust? One of the reasons why I believe, now this is pure speculation, and remember that we are in Theorycraft, so there's a lot of crafting theories as well. One of the reasons why I think they pushed out a new Fryevia is because I think that the old one is too far gone. It was too old that they didn't really get their design proper, and I think the new Fryevia is designed with future meta in mind. All right. We didn't have her as a dual wield, and for the longest time, no one really ran her with this passive. All right, so this passive was pretty much not used at all. You wouldn't really use Fryevia for a finisher. You most likely use her for a chainer, and so therefore she would always be dual wield. Now, what I think may happen, all right, this is speculation, but just mark my words, right? In case it happens, you guys can say like, hey, Jagan predicted this, but if I'm wrong, whatever. She does have to do double hand, I already just said that, but I really do think that potentially in her 7-star form, she can have true dual wield and keep that double hand. Now the reason why I say this is because JP also did this for 2B, all right? 2B on JP. 2B never had double hand passives, but they give her double hand passives when she became a 7-star, right? She was always dual wield. She had innate dual wield. Why did they give her double hand? So just because if the unit has one doesn't mean they can't have both. All right, this is something that I think that Roberta missed out on. Roberta, ideally, I think she would most likely be still used as a jumper and not a chainer, but she has now innate true dual wield, but she doesn't have true double hand. All right. what I think could happen is that they could introduce innate dual wield, so you don't have to no longer use that Genji glove, no longer use awesome swordsman, depending on how you build her and what you have, no longer use dual wield. Potentially she would have innate dual wield, okay, innate dual wield and then true dual wield, so that people can have the option. But that's only if they don't give her double cast. But like I said, I think even if she has true double hand, I don't know how strong it's gonna be. We have a what is it, unmatched wizardry. We have unmatched wizardry to really help us, and then later Carlet's TMR will also help that aspect. But I don't know if it's even worth the investment for Gumi to design her as a double hand unit. Again, like I said, with this TMR locking the trustability to this pretty weak weapon, it would really benefit her if she had a strong STMR option on the other hand, right? If she becomes a dual wielder. Alright, I'm gonna catch up on the stream here because this is a big one. Let's see here. Then Aurora STMR will be valid on her. Oh, okay, if she gets true double hand updates, potentially. But potentially if she gets true double hand, I have no idea. So to me, like I said, it's what she has right now is already too old. It's almost like too much rework before you make her work really well. And I don't think that giving her double hand and giving her dual cast will really save her. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I mean, Malphasey, look at Malphasey and how powerful she is. Her mods are about like 11 times, like one of her strongest and most common abilities. Now, Enhanced Fryevia, Frostflower Blitz is a 10 times mod hybrid, but also Imperil 75%. So realistically, even if our Fryevia, the original Fryevia, is a double hand unit and keeps double hand, she's going to be stronger than Malphasey. 75% Imperil with a 10 times mod versus Malphasey's, I think it's like 50% Imperil, if I'm not mistaken. 11 times mod after you unlock some stuff. Fryevia is going to be a better DPS unit, right? Pending that the enemy you're fighting is not immune to ice or immune to wind, etc. Like a neutral enemy, you have Fryevia on one side, you have Malphasey on the other. I think Fryevia is still gonna do really good, right? But that's saying that if she has true dual wield and has 2 weapons, that'd be pretty awesome, in my opinion. More tricks like, who cares about Fryevia? Carlet is a true hybrid unit. Feels good, man. Yeah, so one thing, just for you guys to know, Carlet has an 11 times mod, but then she has a skill that will able to imperil 100% and also give you 100 times modifier to her 11 times mod skills, which gives her 22 times mod with a 100% imperil. Is that what, 44? Does it work out that way? Something like that. So Carlet, in comparison, is a lot stronger. So I mean, when people are like, hey man, is it worth unit of choosing Malphasey? I'm just like, no, don't, because Malphasey is the first hybrid unit right now, so people are really psyched about her. But Carlet totally brings a different game. And again, yes, Sniper Alias, if I'm not mistaken, is about a 44 times hybrid, yeah. And she can triple cast. So ideally what she would do is triple cast. The first move is the Imperil 100% with the 100% mod. That is the first move, and then the 2 other skills are chaining. And she has, I think, 3 or 4 chaining families, even though the chaining families are locked to different elements. Yeah, no, she sounds broken, but she's not even. That's the thing about hybrid units. Hybrid units are good, but they need high mods, very high mods. 10 times mod, 11 times mod is not that much. 10 times mod, 11 times mod in hybrid language is pretty much equivalent to a 5 times mod, which if you have like a, I don't know, TDH like Hyo with a 2000 attack with a near 5 times mod, he already does more damage. It's just that our hybrid units are getting imperils in the hit as well. So it's a oneer. Yeah, Morchik just said it. Carlet has a triple cast, 100% imperil, AT, so absolute tranquility. So it's so Laswell family, Lunera family, quick hit frames as well, and then she has a finisher that's a fire, and she can cap either TDH magic or attack. And Morchik says feels good, man. So yeah, in comparison, like our original Fry, that depends on how they build her again. I don't think she's gonna be that strong. We have Kurosame as a competitor, and I don't think Fryevia, the original Fryevia, will be stronger than Kurosame in terms of ice hybrid chainers. But I think Aurora Fryevia will be. And like I said, I think one of the reasons why they're revamping Fryevia as a unit, like, because one of the things is, like, you should be asking, why are they bringing in Fryevia, right? Okay, you might say, oh, they brought in Eileen, Explorer Eileen, because they really loved Eileen. I say, okay. But technically, they could have came up with a whole different unit with the exact same skill sets as Aurora Fryevia, but just not call her Fryevia. But I really do think with Aurora Fryevia coming, it gives me lower confidence that the original Fryevia will be good. If Aurora Fryevia was called, I don't know, like Aurora Jagan, alright, just random, Aurora Jagan, but has the exact same TMR, exact same STMR, exact same skills, then I would be like, I wouldn't even worry about the original Fryevia, because there's no new version of Fryevia. It's just another GLEX unit. But now they're giving you a new version of Fryevia. What does this mean for it? Now, I don't really mind. Whatever, I really do think that if they're really gonna make Fryevia good now, her best hope, and this is what I hope for, worst case scenario is that Fryevia, the original Fryevia, her STMR would be really good for Aurora Fryevia. That's really what I want to see. Not necessarily just for her, but for all, maybe potentially all hybrid units. That would be really spectacular. Very good, very good. Because I don't think Malphase's TMR, oh sorry, Malphase's STMR is even that good for hybrid damage dealers. I've made that, I think I made that review, that thought in my news video for Malphase when I was looking at their kits. Alright, let me see here. Alright, I think I covered enough of Aurora Fryevia here. So as I said, what does this mean for the original? TMR, STMR, yeah, elemental chains. Yeah, okay, I think I covered everything for the Fryevia topic. So actually, let's get to some other stuff. So like I said, I do want to talk about the trials. All right, so let's go to there with the background image as we talk about it. So one thing is that we got the Marlboro, we got the Mad Doll just this week, and the Mad Doll is interesting because I think on JP the Mad Doll was released after or before the Type 0 banner with Makina and Kurosame, and I'm not quite sure. Well, I mean, we're way behind, as in terms of like 7 stars available at that time. I think it was Mortrix that told me that when the Mad Doll or Calcabrina was released on JP, it was the last batch of the 7-star, like the 7-star units have been released. And so by the Mad Doll, there was no more of the old generation 7 stars, like they're all released. But we only got our second batch. Now, one of the things I think, the reasons is, I think it's because Global is setting it up so that we pull on specific units that will help benefit for us in a specific trial. So it's almost like they're releasing these trials as fast as some kind of hype unit that they want us to pull for. So one of the things is that most of you probably realize Malphase is almost perfect for the Mad Doll. I think Malphase is able to one-shot both the phase 1 and phase 2, so the mini dolls and then the big one. And because she has like innate demon killer, like I said, she has pretty good mods as well. Being the first hybrid damage dealer, she is able to at least get like 1400 attack, 1400 magic. It's still really good. With really high mods, it's gonna be really awesome. I think so. And then for for like Omega, I think when he was released, like Olive 7-star was like the hype, right? The great machine killer. I mean, that helped with Antonola for some people as well. And I think when Marlboro came, I forgot which banner it was. But regardless, I think they are kind of like offsetting the trial schedule with the actual units. Now, what does that mean? Because one thing is that if Global keeps, you know, giving out trials at the pace that they're giving, this means that they're gonna run out of trials, at least according to what JP has. Now, this could be good or bad. There's two reasons why I think. One thing is I think because we on Global have STMRs earlier than JP. So I believe that one of the kind of like the marketing or the ways to sell players to be pulling or hamming on units is to pull for, because we have a limited 7-star roster, STMRs is what's going to offset or give players more power now, and not the 7-star units themselves. And so by limiting the 7-star roster, it will give us more temptation to be pulling on someone's STMR. We will be like, hey, you know, there's no new units. I think I'm gonna get this STMR because it will give me this benefit, this benefit, this benefit. Whereas on JP, because in every 10 days, a new banner comes, and by now JP players know that each banner brings forth like a really strong unit, and so it doesn't even give them time to really think about, should I pull for this STMR for this? I think people still pull for STMRs if they're really top tier, but on Global, I believe we're stuck in this kind of a place where we're like, okay, you know, I'm kind of bored. If I get this STMR, it's probably gonna make me this much better, and I think it is a way for Gumi to keep up their sales and to slow us down. So it's almost kind of like locking players behind STMRs. Like if you don't have this STMR, you might not be able to complete this or complete it easily. And I think that's one of the reasons. Another thing I think would possibly happen is there's probably going to be a lot more Global exclusive trials coming down the line. Like I said, if they keep pushing it out in the rate that they are doing, before we have all our 7-stars released, we're gonna match JP's trials pretty quickly. We have, I think, one more, just the Dark Golem and Shiva as the very last Chamber of the Fallen trial, I believe. And then later on, Chamber of the Indignant, after we get the Parade of the Possessed, or whatever, the one with Europa at the end, we saw the preview of it. I think we already move on to, how far from Gilgamesh Kai? I don't know, you guys can probably say this. But we'll get Gilgamesh Kai like pretty quick. I don't think there's many after this. Yeah, I think so. And what I think is they're probably gonna pad us in with a lot more of these kind of trials. The Torturous Trio trial, where it's kind of like a mini boss rush kind of concept, which I kind of enjoy. I mean, if they give us some good rewards in it, it's kind of like a test of where you're at in the game. The Torturous Trio, that's what I found. It's like if you can beat the Torturous Trio, you already most likely beat all the previous ones. But it's almost like, okay, now test your units, test your skill, test your equipment, see how good you get. And I think potentially we will see more of this kind of stuff, because technically it's easy for them to design it. Now, obviously, we do know that infamous escape bug. You can escape a Bloody Moon and just beat it. I don't think they're gonna make that mistake again. but in my opinion, yeah, I think it's possible that we'll get more of those kind of trials. Let me catch up really quick here. Mortrick says Gilgamesh Kyle without Sighten feels bad, man. Yeah, we don't even know if we're gonna get Xenogears. Double says this may be also a response to prior complaints that many people had, that they were so behind from JP that there wasn't much new trials. I don't think so. I really don't think so. If this was a response to that, they're really slow in the game, and now they're giving us too much and too quickly. That is, I don't think they're that dumb. They're not that dumb that they're gonna give us everything and then just like come up with no trials at all. It's like, uh-oh, what have we done, guys? We have no trials to give. Quickly, another torturous trio. Maybe a torturous quadro. I don't know what the trio is 4 is. Another thing is let's see here. Yeah, GLEX trial would be interesting. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's it for this. And then the very last thing I want to talk about is a fun thing. Right. So a couple days ago, I and a couple guys on Discord, we were starting to play this TMR Pun Game. We were originally saying that this is educational, right? Like if you think about like Sesame Street or whatever kind of educational kids shows, they take like whatever the kids are interested in and they kind of make it into a game to help them learn quicker. So we came up with this game called the TMR Pun Game. And how it works is pretty much you would try to string together a sentence, but you would fill the sentence with as much TMR names as possible. So just a quick example, and then a lot of people were playing this on Discord, and so much so that actually in some of our conversations they just do it, and it's pretty hilarious for some of the stuff, because one, you have to really know your TMRs and able to do this really well. But I'm just gonna like make up something. So one of the best ones is to actually use type 0 units TMRs, because we have things like ignorance. So these are names of TMRs. We have ignorance, we have love, we have wisdom, we have acceptance. All these words are like quite common, and so so like I think someone was saying jokingly, they were doing the TMR Pun Game, they're like, Jagan, I appreciate your wisdom and discernment. Alright, so for those of you who actually know your TMRs, this is how nerdy this game is, okay? For those of you who actually know the TMRs, you actually pick up which one are TMRs. But he's like, Jagan, I appreciate your wisdom and discernment, and that is Queen's TMR and 7's TMR. And it's like, I love your YouTube videos or whatever, and that's a Rem's TMR. It's kind of lame, but I thought it was kind of fun. So I want to put a challenge out to you guys. If you guys, don't think this is too nerdy and you want to have fun with this, definitely like to see what you guys come up with in the YouTube comments below. It would be really fun for me to read. And again, there's a lot of TMRs out there that technically you could string together. I think the type 0 ones are just too easy almost. It's too easy, but I've seen some pretty good ones. Again, you would have to know your TMRs. What? Great Sword is not a TMR? So CMF is already playing the game. He says, I love your Great Sword, Jagan X. And that sounds weird. That sounds weird, dude. You're creeping. You're creeping me out. Wow, that's okay, that's terrible. Alright, Metlomaniac says, yeah, I equip Bo your videos too. So stupid. This is so stupid. Alright, never mind. I think I think I'm gonna no, screw it. No, stop. Alright guys, this is cancel the game. Cancel the pun game, alright? Yeah, Sniper Alias is out of hand now. Totally. Oh gosh, you guys are hilarious. No, anyways, I thought it was an interesting one. I mean, it's really hard to put in something like Noctis's TMR, right? Like Ring of the Lucii. How are you gonna put that in the sentence, right? Like, I can't even think of it. But anyways, I know there are really smart punny guys out there, and if you guys have noticed, one of the trends on my YouTube thumbnails is that I try to think of some kind of wordplay or pun in context of what you guys are about to watch. If you guys haven't picked that up yet, you might be able to notice that now. Well, it's not always. Sometimes it's really hard to really come up with puns, especially I try to put a video out every day. It's really hard. It actually takes a lot of brainstorming. But yes, I do know like a lot of you guys are actually really punny, as in like you just talk and you actually have like a ton of puns in it, which is hilarious. So oh, see, Puresvy's got it. He says that resolve ... You guys, they don't know that resolve is a TMR. That's a good one, because that wait. Doppel says Jagan thinks my pulls are sorcery. but it's really my domineering spirit and the lucky ingot in my pocket. Ooh, yeah, I totally. Exclusive TMRs are probably gonna be one of the ones I have most trouble with, because if I don't have the unit, I won't know that TMR really. Doppel says, or you just say things like Serpent Seducer, you are set for life, as in you get recorded in the video. So Doppels is known as Ludi, Serpent Seducer. That's hilarious. Oh, Nero says I can't do puns. Anyways, it's okay. I think it's only for like the extreme FFBE nerds, right? Who talk FFBE in their sleep. And I just thought I'd introduce that to the community. If you guys have fun with it, let me know. But anyways, I am hoping that you guys have fun with it. Let me know what you guys come up with. I think that would be a really good one. Yeah, see, Puresby says like he has a lion heart. See, so those ones are like, those are good, but they're so obvious. It's like, I know there are better ways to implement it. I'm in love with his hairpin of purity. I'm in love with this. No, that's like too easy. Oh, CF1987 says Jagan is the real mood maker here. Okay, that one kind of works. That one at least doesn't feel like he's going out of the way to make it fit. Headtube, Theorycrafting session. No, I don't think that works. He's trying to put meteor and Theorycrafting session into one word. You guys will get it. You guys will get it. Puresby, cringe. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's it for this one. Anyways, we talked about Aurora Fryevia. We talked about the GLEX trials and the reasons why I think some of them are coming. I really do think that I mean, another reason, obviously, we are seeing that some delay because of the GLEX unit hype. So each batch we're getting a GLEX unit 7-star for the first time. So it's definitely hypeable, but I think there is another reason why they're slowing down the releases. It's really to milk them as much as they can. I mean, you just notice that each one of the releases, they have their own banners, and it's not cheap, right? And like I said, most people are pulling for them mostly for the STMRs, and obviously if you are getting your first copy of that unit you want from the release, it's still going to be beneficial. But again, I do think that they're slowing down for mostly monetary means, and forcing people to want to beat trials with the current roster, but STMRs make their life a whole lot easier. What? People are still doing it. Headtube says, I'm trying. The pun game. I could tell he was a cop because of his martial gloves. Oh yeah, that works. Martial gloves works. Okay. Puns are hard. I like when you use your summer whip. DJ, I'm ranking, man. Whoa. That sounds wrong. Alright, so some people are really getting pretty inappropriate there. What do you mean I use my summer whip? What do you even mean, man? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Alright, this. Oh man, I can't believe I caught this on recording here. This is recorded for the whole time. Oh, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this Theorycraft here before it gets too out of hand. Alright, before it gets too out of hand. Let me end this here. Thank you guys for coming. Ooh, look, Puresby. I'm gonna give this last one. This is good. Well, proof us. Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you put a pun in that one. He says proof us of your pun talent. Then I thought he put a TMR in there. Oh man, this is hilarious. Okay, I am glad I brought this up. All right, at the very end here. So this is it's about it's about a 15 minute recording here. Let's end it. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, thank you guys for also watching this. Obviously, if you watch up to this and hearing me, thank you. You've watched through the whole way. So thank you for that. I do know that, again, a lot of you guys do love these Theorycraft sessions. I hope you guys will be able to join us. I do try to give fair warning before I do them, so as many people as who want to attend these Theorycraft sessions can do that. I will end this video here, so if you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube. And yes, hopefully hopefully there's some discussion here, and definitely, I mean, we have so many discussions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Aurora Fryevia, what are your thoughts on it? All the aspects that we've touched upon. I don't care if I'm wrong, whether original Fryevia is you know, has double cast. I don't care, honestly. Just make it good and I'll be really happy. I just hope that Aurora Fryevia doesn't mean that the original Fryevia will get shafted. All right, that's what I hope for, right? You see, it's four Fryevias here already. I'm really wanting her to be good. I really want her to be good. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.